So in this video, we're just going to be changing the expansion chamber on this one, the pipe. And I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I've got the old pipe off, took the silencer off because I don't want to deal with trying to mate with the silencer while I'm still trying to line up and get the springs on. Since I already got the old one off, it's just two little 8mm and then two springs. You can use a fancy spring puller and pull them off, or you could even just use pliers and get them off that way. But that tool does make it a lot easier. And before we put this on, I'm going to add just a little bit of grease to the O-rings just to help ease with installation, just so it goes on a little bit smoother. Just rub it all in the O-rings there. And before we put it on again, forgot about this part, you will need the clips off of your old pipe or nut and washer, whatever your old pipe has. Alright, now that we got those on, we're ready to set this in place. Now I'm just gonna add her in nice and easy, make sure we go on the insides of both our rubber mounts. Some rocks, maybe just a tiny bit of twisting, and she's in. Looks like we'll have to change our mount positions on it. But before we do that, we're going to put the springs on. You can find them. 1 and 2. And just to make sure this is where this pipe's going to set, before we move our mounts and get it bolted down, or even the bolt started, looks like I'm just going to take this one out on this one. Kind of looks like it just wants to mount right at the engine frame here. So I'm going to take this out, get it out of the way, so it's not going to be a problem here in a minute, or fight us as we go back together, or as we go together. Alright, so we got the silencer, already got the rubber on the end of it. We're just going to slide it in to mate the pipe. Probably have to move the pipe to get everything to line up correctly. Alright, so after some finesse, we got them together. We're going to set the hardware and the silencer since it's lined up. Alright, now that we got these two started, we're going to come back over here and see where our mounts line up at. This one looks like it's going to line up right there, just how it was. Get it started. Just a few threads on it. Then we come back over to this one. This one is going to make me put the, looks like it's going to make me put that rubber mount. Well, I can't put it up front because it runs into the frame. But if I push it down to where it needs to be, it's going to rest on my coolant line. I don't want that. It'd be nice if I could just put it on this side. Didn't come with any other hardware or bracket or anything. We might have to make something ourselves to go right there. Or we could bend this to where, oh, it won't work. Even if you were to push the pipe all the way back, it's not going to work. We might have to fabricate something. Alright, so can't use the old bracket or hanger. So I found this bracket. I don't know where it came from. I know it's just about an inch long bracket. with 2 holes in it for the hardware to mount to. So I know it's not going to cushion the vibration very much, but it will keep it stable, at least for the most part. Alright, tighten her down. Now, with the pipe on, I'd like to mention something too. If you're changing your pipe on your machine, you will probably most likely need to do jetting. For this particular machine, I could not find anything on the internet, whether FMF or Beta itself, in the owner's manual, anything like that. And they do naturally sell these through Beta USA, so I'm just assuming that I do not need to make any jetting changes. Now, when I fire up this bike and run it, I will know if I need to make jetting changes, depending on if it's pingy and not enough power, or if it's boggy and getting too much fuel. And then I'll have to make adjustments from there. So it'll be a trial and error. And then when I go out riding, I'll take my jets out with me and the tools necessary to change them out there if I have to. And then from that point, I would just make notes in my jetting chart for my machine, letting me know what I need my jets to be at this elevation and this temperature from then on. It's not that hard. So make sure you do that so you don't melt the top end or keep fouling plugs and not know why that's happening. Because with 2 strokes, this changes everything for your machine. But that's it. It's how to swap the pipe. Don't forget jetting. Easy peasy. Catch you on the next one.